Vaccines, summer camps, and possible new surge. We've got your COVID-19 update.
UNT's police department is protecting you in the air from car emissions. Find out how.
Reporting live in Arlington, I'll give you the forecast for this Easter weekend.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Kayla Holt.
And I'm Michelle Brooks. The fight to bring the COVID-19 pandemic under control continues in a big way. Today came word that two of the major drug companies, Pfizer and biotech, will produce a total of 2.5 billion doses of their joint vaccine by the end of the year. The push to vaccinate all adult Americans is gaining speed. Yesterday, Texas became the largest state to open up vaccinations to all adults 16 years and older. A number of other states are expected to follow suit this week. More than 95 million people have received at least one dose of a vaccine. And while that may sound like a lot, that is only about 45% of people who are eligible.
Health officials are very worried that Americans are letting down their guard against COVID with the rollout of vaccines. The CDC is warning everyone that the fight against the deadly virus is far from over, especially since there has been an uptick in the number of cases and deaths. Mandy Gaither has more.
And I'm going to reflect on the recurring feeling I have of impending doom.
An emotional warning from the director of the CDC after the latest numbers show a steady rise in COVID-19 cases across the country.
So much promise and potential of where we are, and so much reason for hope. But right now, I'm scared.
Airline travel hit the highest point of the pandemic on Sunday. TSA says it screened more than 1.5 million people at airports. Air travel figures continue to ride high during this spring break period, even as health experts fret over rising coronavirus infection rates in some states. More than 9.5 million people have flown in the last week. American Airlines says ticket sales are currently at about 90% of pre-pandemic levels, and it will soon pull most of its idle aircraft out of storage. With more travel, Dr. Rochelle Walensky says she's worried about a fourth surge in cases and vowed to encourage governors directly to buckle down on reopening their states too quickly. With vaccinations, she says we have the power to end the pandemic.
I'm asking you to just hold on a little longer, to get vaccinated when you can, so that all of those people that we all love will still be here when this pandemic ends.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, at least the weather's been nice for Denton County residents who are getting their vaccines at the Texas Motor Speedway.
Yes, I agree. The past few days have been beautiful, but today was pretty humid. Let's check in with our weather anchor, Hannah Gonzalez, to see if the humidity is going to go anytime soon. Hannah?
That's right, Michelle. We saw high humidity in Denton today. We were sitting at 60%, but let's look at the current conditions in Denton right now. We can see we're sitting at 80 degrees. It was just a beautiful warm day, a little bit cooler at 77 with southwestern winds coming at 14 miles per hour. Now let's move into tonight's conditions around 9 p.m. The temperatures are going to drop by 10%, sitting at 70 degrees with northeastern winds coming at 18 miles per hour. Now we will expect to see a 30% chance of rain rolling in through the night into early morning. So if we take a look at Wednesday's conditions, we can see it's going to turn sunny and cool, sitting at 64 degrees, even a bit cooler at 62 with partly cloudy skies. Now make sure to stay tuned later on in the show when I break down the 7-day forecast. Michelle and Kayla, sending it back to you in Denton.
Thanks, Hannah. Well, it seems college students are now playing a key role in research about COVID-19. Thousands of students at 20 colleges across the nation are part of a series of experiments to try and figure out if people who have been vaccinated have any role in actually spreading the disease. Keely Arthur has more from the University of North Carolina.
It is sad. It's very isolating.
Ask any college student what they want most, and getting back to a more normal college experience is often at the top of their list.
All in all, as quickly as possible, I want to go back to how it was last year.
During the pandemic, universities and students have tried to balance what it means to be social with what it means to be safe, and sometimes they've missed the mark. Now, though, this very setting could play a major part in how we figure out to get back to normal.
They live in close quarters, they socialize. So all of those things are really good for studying this question.
Dr. Audrey Pettifor is a professor of epidemiology at UNC Chapel Hill. She and other researchers are looking to enroll 600 Chapel Hill students in a study to see how COVID is spread by people who are vaccinated.
And so basically what happens if the individual in the trial tests positive for COVID, we then ask their close contact to swab their nose every day for 14 days and to do a serology test to look at if the individual has antibodies. And we'll also ask questions like, is this person vaccinated? We'll see if they've already had COVID.
The study, which is backed by the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, will then help determine policy on things like mask wearing and traveling as more and more people become vaccinated.
And I think that it's exciting because once people do get vaccinated, there could be more of a student life potentially.
Half the students in the national study will be vaccinated now, and the other half will get their shots in 4 months.
Being provided with COVID-19 rapid tests will definitely open many doors to students this summer. ntTV's Chris Cordova is out live with more information on what some of those opportunities are.
Thanks, Kayla. I'm here outside the UNT College of Music School's building. The college is offering camps and workshops online this summer. However, a few will remain face-to-face. The UNT Wind Studies faculty will be returning in person this summer. Many others will remain online, while some will be canceled entirely. The university's top priority remains the safety of the students and staff. For information about the summer camps, visit the UNT College of Music's website. That's all I have. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Chris. Well, we all know that COVID has changed everything in our lives, from the way we spend our summers to the way we dress.
Yes, the pandemic has created a demand for stylish but comfy clothes to stay at home.
For this year's fashion exhibition at North Park Mall in Dallas, UNT's College of Visual Arts and Design will present a loungewear collection.
Fashion in Residence will display 14 women's wear styles that show how cultural changes transform our closets.
This exhibition is now open to the public through June 6th for free.
And you can find it on North Park Mall's Level 1 in between Neiman Marcus and Dillard's. Michelle, I am eyeing the one that's got a lot of colors in it, for the spring.
Yeah, it's really cute. This collection has given me so many ideas on how to dress for all those Zoom interviews and meetings.
When we get back, American Airlines will be back in the friendly skies. We'll explain.
And two of our favorite sports are hitting the ball out of the park, but it's not quite what you think. Stay with us.
When you park in front of the ramp, somebody can't make it up the ramp. When somebody can't make it up the ramp, they miss their class. When they miss their class, they fail their final. When they fail their final, they drop out of school. If you drop out of school, you get a face tattoo from a guy named Scorpion. Don't get a face tattoo from a guy named Scorpion. Be courteous. Don't block wheelchair ramps.
The second day of the testimony in the Derek Chauvin murder trial has ended. A principal witness on the stand today was a professional mixed martial arts fighter who witnessed George Floyd's last moments of life.
I believe I witnessed a murder. I felt the need to call the police.
That's what Tuesday's first witness, Donald Williams, a professional mixed martial arts fighter, said in court when asked why he called 911 after witnessing the last moments between former officer Derek Chauvin and George Floyd last May. Then a tense back and forth during the defense's cross-examination, attorney Eric Nelson repeatedly asking Williams if he became angry on scene.
You called him bogus.
I did.
You called him a bum at least 13 times.
That's what you counted in the video?
That's what I counted.
And that's what you got, 13.
Williams, who also works security, insisted he was controlled and professional the entire time. The next witness, a minor at the time, who did not testify on camera and was identified as DF in court documents, told the jury why she decided to pull out her phone and record what was happening outside Cup Foods.
It wasn't right. He was suffering. He was in pain.
She ended by telling the jury she still wishes she had done more to stop Chauvin.
It's like, it's not what I should have done. It's what he should have done.
In Minneapolis, I'm Camila Bernal.
Well, in brighter news, spring is definitely here, and so is the sunshine.
I know. On my way here, I saw flowers blooming, even bluebonnets. Let's go to our weather anchor, Hannah Gonzalez, to see if the sunshine's going to stick around. Hannah?
That's right, Michelle. Now, if you're just tuning in, we can see Denton is sitting at 80 degrees along with Stephenville and Decatur. We see Dallas and Sulphur Springs both at 77, Bowie a bit warmer at 79. Now let's zoom out and look at our state map. We can see Abilene is joining us at 80 degrees, Tyler 81, and then Amarillo cooler at 56. Now El Paso is at 83 right now, and they did get sent out a red flag warning due to the high wind speeds they will see later tonight. Now let's move into that 7-day weekend. So on Wednesday, we can see a high of 64, low of 35. Thursday and Friday, the sun will come out to us on Friday with a high of 69, low of 48. And then starting our weekend on Saturday, we can see a high of 72, low of 54. And then of course, Easter Sunday is going to be warm and beautiful with a high of 77, low of 56. So make sure you enjoy those outdoor activities. But then starting our work week on Monday, we can see a high of 78, low of 59. And we do expect to see a 30% chance of thunderstorms rolling into the night as well on Tuesday. Now that's all I have for the weather tonight. Michelle and Kayla, sending it back to you in the studio.
As vaccinations rise and spring flowers bloom, American Airlines planes are ready to go back in the air. The company announced they will reactivate most of its aircraft after COVID-19 infection rates decline. The plane ticket sales are at about 90% compared to the pre-pandemic levels. But CDC experts are now worried that this jump in the air travel will lead to future surges. Vacation season is approaching and people are starting to catch the travel bug. The number of passengers seen at the DFW airport is slowly increasing since the rollout of the vaccines. 5 months ago, when the airline industry experienced a great decline due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the airport was nearly vacant as American Airlines furloughed close to 8,000 of their flight attendants, reducing the company's workforce by 30%. Since the discovery of rapid administration of COVID-19 vaccinations, many have been eager to travel again, and the airline industries have been sure to adapt to the circumstances.
In the height of the pandemic, we're probably down to 20,000 people, 20,000 people. And now that we're coming through the pandemic, I would say we're up to maybe 50, 60,000.
Others have been noticing a significant change lately as more people start to make plans for spring break and the summer.
Really surprised to see how many travelers are out and about this weekend and then the last couple weeks. It's been a big increase.
Texas-based company American Airlines lost more than $8.9 billion last year, but profits are slowly increasing as passengers are becoming more comfortable with traveling. With the recent increase of travelers, many American Airlines employees are now being called back into work after being furloughed for 5 months. Back to you at the desk, Michelle.
The Texas Rangers have found a way to put some baseball into the golf course. Live from Arlington, ntTV's Andrew Fancher joins us with the details of an unusual new business partnership. Andrew?
Thanks, guys. Now, if you've been looking to combine your love of golf and baseball, then I might have the perfect place for you. Arlington Golf and the Texas Rangers have partnered to create the world's first MLB-themed golf course. While it originally opened in 2019, it recently underwent a $24 million renovation. Now, Arlington Mayor Jeff Williams is describing the move as a strong economic investment for the city. The course stretches 23 acres, featuring one of the largest driving ranges in the area. The renovation also includes a 33,000 square foot clubhouse and a full-service restaurant, bar, and pro shop. Now, the Texas Rangers golf course is open Monday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's all I have from this one-of-a-kind golf course. Back to y'all at the desk.
That golf course will truly be one of a kind. Thanks, Andrew. Now, Chipotle is hosting an interesting giveaway. Find out what you could possibly win.
And UNT police made a green purchase that could help the environment. More when we come back.
Of year, where everyone plays a dangerous game with the flu. Going in uneducated, you run the risk of symptoms like cough, migraine, and fatigue. Don't be like this guy. Combat the flu with cough drops, ibuprofen, and a good night's sleep. Be smart, don't catch the flu.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, man. Oh, sorry.
Hybrid technology seems to be a game changer when it comes to saving on carbon emissions.
That's right, and UNT's police department joins the trend. Our segment anchor, Rochelle Cedeno, has the story.
Thanks, Kate. In today's Living Green, I'll show you everything on UNT's police department's newest acquisition. Let's take a look.
UNT's police department joins the green race by adding 5 hybrid vehicles to their fleet.
I saw the advertisements that a hybrid patrol vehicle was even available in the Ford Explorer, which is what we were already using. I was like very excited to go out and test drive it just because I know we have this We Mean Green philosophy. We're happy to fit into that.
So the way that this vehicle works is that when they are traveling at very slow speeds or even just idling, they are going to automatically switch to electric mode, which means less fuel used, less carbon emissions, less pollution, and less impact on the environment.
As you can hear, the one behind us just starts when he wants to.
Yeah.
And then turns off and saves gas for 15 minutes or so, you know, which is kind of neat.
Our marked patrol vehicles are for performing standard police activities on the campus. We frequently had to fill up with gas. I don't have to do as much with this now. Good kind of changes it is with all the equipment inside of our vehicle. A lot of times it can drain the batteries. So when we didn't have the hybrids, we were kind of had to leave the vehicles running in order to keep our equipment up and running. You know, camera systems, the radar, radio, all that stuff. If you have to have the engine running to keep from draining that car's battery. With this right here, it's not so much draining the batteries as much as it works off that battery, so I don't have to have the gas engine running right now. If I activate this button and pull that out, It basically will alert that, or lets what they call police engine idle. So it lets us know that now it's operating off the batteries, and so I don't have to worry about it getting turned off or draining the other batteries, and it works. The police department, we're always very progressive at trying to look at what the next thing is and what fits the university's mission and our mission.
Fits in, and anything that we can do that sort of helps us fit into that mission and get positive stories out and stuff about the things we try to do, I think it's great.
Environment in the department's pockets. Ford estimates that this hybrid patrol, the Interceptor, will save them almost 13,000 gallons of fuel, which translates to more than $3,000 in savings. This also cuts more than 25,000 pounds of carbon emissions. And Captain Polt also mentioned the possibility of going full hybrid as they start seeing those savings. This is all I have for Living Green today. So for now, back to you guys at the desk.
UNT's police department is not the only one with green goals. Google Maps is also planning on updating their algorithm to get you in the greenest path. The company says their navigation system won't get you through the fastest way, but instead the most fuel-efficient route. With this system, they want to reduce drivers' environmental impact along with avoiding congestions. But don't worry about Google Maps making you drive for too long. They will only use this system when the options are similar on time. The app will still give users all options available, and drivers can expect this change by the end of the year. Hey Kayla, some big stuff has been happening at UNT Athletics.
I know the women in the sports here at UNT are killing it all around right now. Let's go to our sports anchor Justin Ballou for details on how the volleyball and soccer teams are doing this season.
Thanks guys, and stay tuned to find out which Mean Green basketball player has his eyes on the NBA when we return.
Hey, listen to my flow to save some H2O. This my water rhyme, and this is how it goes. First, turn off the sink and take some time to think. When you waste water, our supply shrinks. When you take a shower, not more than an hour. Shoot for 10 minutes and save water power. Use a reusable bottle, smart like Aristotle. Ditch all the plastic and be a role model. And that was my H2O flow. Please remember how it goes, because if you don't, Earth will go, oh no!
UNT is more than 125 years in the making. To find new solutions, we create a new point of view. We know what's possible when creativity, originality, and independent thought converge. We're ranked a Tier 1 research university. We're home to excellence the size of Texas. Define your future at UNT and soar to new heights.
Okay, that's perfect. But I had a great time talking to you today. I have one more question. Is wrestling really real?
What?
You've made yourself a target, James.
Oh hey, didn't see you there. Let's get started. This is a motor vehicle. This is the blinker mechanism. To use it, push it up for the right blinker and down to go left. You're welcome. It was easy.
North Texas star basketball player Javion Hamlin announced via social media yesterday that he will enter the 2021 NBA Draft. During his senior season with the Mean Green, Hamlin averaged 15.7 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 4.5 assists per game. During the last 2 seasons at UNT, Hamlin was named Conference USA Male Athlete of the Year, Conference USA Player of the Year, Conference USA Tournament MVP, and was named First Team All-Conference twice. He certainly has a strong resume heading into the draft. In his draft announcement, Hamlet said, quote, "First off, I would like to thank God for blessing me with the ability to play the game I love so much. Thank you to Coach Mack and the coaching staff for believing in me since day one. Thank you to my teammates for pushing me every day. Thank you to Mean Green Nation for embracing me these last 2 seasons. I will forever love you guys. Lastly, thank you to my family and close friends who continue to support and push me daily to pursue my dreams. After much consideration, I have decided to enter my name in the NBA 2021 draft. Looking forward to the next chapter in my life. Ham out." Now, Hamlet set out a goal to get drafted from UNT, and he is now 1 step away. And speaking of Mean Green basketball, head coach Grant McCasland has signed a contract extension that will keep him in Denton through the 2025 to 2026 season. The basketball team is sure to look different next year without Javian Hamlet, but knowing that Coach McCasland will be here in Denton for 5 more years is enough to get me excited for next season already. While the Mean Green basketball season might be over, soccer season is in full swing. The UNT soccer team defeated UAB on Friday night by a score of 3-1. Goalkeeper Kelsey Brand made 7 saves on 8 shots on goal. Berkeley Peters, Elmarie Dufresne, and Allie Bird scored the trio of goals for UNT. Allie Bird was named Conference USA Offensive Player of the Week for her performance. The Mean Green soccer team now leads the entire nation in both shots on goal per game at 10.8 and total shots per game at 25.8. The victory over UAB clinches a 26th straight winning season for UNT and also moves the Mean Green back into first place in the Conference USA West Division. UNT was scheduled to host Texas Tech last Sunday, but the game was canceled. The Mean Green have 2 more remaining games on the season. They will travel to El Paso to take on UTEP on Friday night before closing out the regular season the following Friday night at home against UTSA. 2 wins would put them in terrific position to go for their 17th conference championship title. Elsewhere at UNT, the volleyball team is looking ahead to the postseason. The Mean Green have qualified for the Conference USA tournament and will take on 18th ranked Western Kentucky in the quarterfinal round on Thursday at noon. UNT finished off the regular season by winning 4 straight games to move them into 4th place in the West Division. The top 4 teams from each division advanced to the conference tournament, so that's how the Mean Green got here. UNT will go against a Western Kentucky team that is a perfect 18-0 on the year and have only lost 2 sets this entire season. The entire Conference USA volleyball tournament will be hosted by Southern Miss and will culminate with the championship game on Saturday at noon. That's all for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Justin. Well, first there was the robot dog and then the dancing robots. Now the Boston Dynamics Group is introducing their very own warehouse-designed tentacle robot named Stretch. Jeremy Roth has the details.
Meet Stretch, the latest insane innovention from the mad scientists at Boston Dynamics. This marvelous machine's mission is moving boxes and unloading trucks in warehouses and distribution centers. Think Tony Stark's helper bot in Iron Man, only a lot bigger and nobody's dummy. Stretch has an omnidirectional mobile base, allowing it to negotiate tight spaces, and its arm has 7 degrees of freedom and tentacle-like grippers for moving things. Sure, Stretch might not be as cute and charming as Boston Dynamics' famous dogbot Spot, or able to cut a robotic rug as well as their dancing droids, but the company says this tentacled taskmaster will help keep warehouse workers safe. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Okay, that was seriously so cute. And that robot dog, my apartment doesn't allow real ones, but maybe they could allow that. I would be down.
Yes, I need it in a different color though.
Yeah, I agree. The yellow's not for me. Thanks for joining us on ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow night at 6 here on North Texas Television.